What is up, YouTube?
Back.
We're back. Bo
Start
Leven
like
here,
Kendall Leven.
and builder, developer. What are you?
It's the same. Builder, developer, designer.
Designer. She has to add that part in there.
Yep. So today we want to talk to you about being self-employed. And it's one of the big things these days. I feel like everyone debates when they're younger, should I go to college? Should I start my own business? Because in today's world, you know, people do whatever they want, but that's like the main question we get all the time. Is self-employment worth it?
And the self-employment thing, is it worth it? It is. It is so worth it. Everything that we have done over the years has been, it's definitely a growing experience.
Yeah.
And now that we get to look back on that, that's what we're so excited to do all these YouTube videos for you and show you that, you know, we're human too. We went through everything that you did.
Yeah.
We went through all the struggles.
Yeah, we're seeing like our definitely right now in our self-employment journey is our peak time. The last like 2 or 3 years have been gradually growing and growing, being really good, and now is like our peak time where we have, you know, multi-million-dollar projects going on. We've been working on these things though, like for the last 3 years. They've been in our mind and we write them down all the time, and now they're just coming to life. So now's our peak time, and we want to share with you some, you know, things that we've experienced and just tell you that it is worth it. So
it is, and we tell you all this stuff to inspire you. I mean, there's like, we never would have thought. We just recently bought some land. We go out and get an appraisal on it, and we're worth $500,000 more after we bought the land. I mean, we would 5 years ago, if you would asked me if I would actually have a net worth, I would have told you you're crazy. I wasn't worth anything.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah. And like I said, all these things have been in the works for a long time. You know, we've talked about building an apartment complex and doing land developments and all that for so
Forever.
many years. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just now coming into play. And we'll talk about that through our YouTube channel, you know, just on different topics of how to buy the land and how to do projects like that. But to take that first initiative to being self-employed, you'll find it 100% worth it, and we're going to tell you why.
Yeah. So I'll kind of give you a little bit of background on me. Right out of high school, I just went straight to work. I'll go into businesses on another video, but just started working out of there. Worked hard. That's just all I've been trained on my entire life, is just that whatever you do is you go out there and you earn it. That's exactly how my parents raised me, and that's what I've done. And I did that for, I guess I'm almost 29 now, so 11 years of straight self-employment. I haven't worked for anybody, and I'm never going to.
Wow, you're getting old.
I know, old now.
Yep. And then mine was a little bit different. So I went to college and I graduated with my bachelor's whenever I was 21. I was about to turn 22. But in my last semester of college, I was going to be a teacher, and Bo introduced me to real estate, and we flipped our first house together. I changed my major, and I did graduate with my bachelor's degree, but ever since we flipped that first house and I did graduate, I never worked for anybody. We kind of did our own projects. So I'm almost 28, so it's been about 7 years for me, a little bit less, but we've kind of been in the journey.
Yeah, she
together.
realized after she got out, she was in college at the time, about to graduate, and we flipped that first house and it sold, and she got that check and she was like, I think I like this better. I think I like,
Yeah.
and I get to do what I want, you know, I mean, during the day and do other things, and
Sure.
you have a lot more control over your own life when you are self-employed.
Yeah, you do, and then but also that money, you know, you got to keep replenishing it when you are self-employed, because you don't get that 2-week paycheck, so it goes fast.
Yeah, it does.
Super fast.
Yeah, and that's where I think the part of the struggles is that we are human. We struggled like no other, and no one else knew it. To honestly, online, to friends, to family, not even family knew that we were struggling. And there was times we'd go home at nighttime, and I remember I would be bawling in the living room like at 2 a.m. wondering how I'm going to make my $50 payment the next morning. So I mean, these struggles is what made us who we are today. But it's just wild to think that, like, you know, looking back on you and your journey right now, is that this life is possible. It's possible for you.
Yeah, because we would have times where, you know, say we have $100 for the whole week, and that's groceries, gas. So I remember filling up sometimes and only putting $15 in my car because I couldn't afford to fill the whole thing up with grocery budget and everything like that. So people don't see your struggles, and when all your friends are out there, your age, whatever age you're at, and they're buying houses and buying cars and having kids. And if you've already done that, that is totally fine. Everybody's on their own journey. I'm just telling you from our personal
standpoint,
experience. Yeah, that's what our friends were doing at the time. And then Bo and I, we really couldn't think about that because we were, working all the time, day and night.
But we knew it would pay off, and we knew that we had a bigger picture in our mind. All that other people that we were around could think about is what next car they were going to buy and what house they were going to buy. And I always thought that was the stupidest thing ever. And all Kendall and I could think about is what flip we're going to do next and what deal we're going to make happen. And that's the reason why our mindset is where we are today, and that growth that we've had over this time.
Yeah, and I think our self-employment journey could be a little bit different, or it could be the same as some of you too. If you're already going through it, if you're thinking about going through it, these are just things that we've experienced. And like, we started flipping houses when we were first doing it.
Yeah.
So that profit would take longer. You got to buy the house, and then you got to put the money into it and flip it. So that could take months, and then it has to sell. So there would be times where we had to really buckle down and save. And if my mom was watching this video, she would laugh at me because I used to sell the gifts and things that she bought me just to make the money on them. So.
And they would ask, our families would ask, like, are you all okay? And everything was always, we're great. Everything great. Because no one needs to know, no one needed it. I didn't want help, and I wasn't going to take it.
Yeah.
And neither was Kendall. And so that's the reason why over these years, like, don't get me wrong, our families were there for us. But we made sure no one knew what was really truly going on behind the scenes and at home.
Yeah.
Those nights that we were crying and that we were going through those struggles.
Yep. So, yeah, just our journey is that way. And then...
Yeah. The 24-hour, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're thinking, right now in the back of your mind, if this route should be for you, if you're just graduating college, if you don't want to go to college, if you're older, whatever, if you want to start your own restaurant business, anything, it is 1,000% worth it, but it takes time. Patience. It's a lot of patience, and whenever you see someone else, people only see it whenever it's good. Like, so say you've been doing it for 10 years and you're just now hitting it. The people don't care about the last 10 years because you didn't really post all the exciting stuff happening.
Yeah.
They want to know how you're doing it now. They don't see the background. So.
Or they say, I knew you'd always get there. Or, it was always something. Like, self-employment is 24 hours a day. And the question that Kendall and I got over all these years, especially now, is, man, it must be nice. It must be nice to be able to just leave and travel or not worry about anything and, you can go out and buy land, or you can go out, not have to go to work the next day. And it's like totally opposite. Whenever our phone, 24 hours a day, it doesn't matter what we're doing. We got subs. We're running right now probably 30 different crews with over 50 guys that we're managing all the time, that our phone rings all the time.
Yeah.
But it's easy. We're used to it now, but I'm just saying that it does take
it does.
The 24 hours a day, especially before you get it down, that you are going to work harder than you ever have before in your life than when you have a job.
Yep, and then there's going to be nights that you can't go hang out, and you can't go to dinner, you can't go on that vacation, and that's okay because it will pay off in the end. So if you're at that point right now, we've been there, and we want you to know that it happens to all of us that are on that journey.
Yeah.
So, and another cool thing about being self-employed is that you have unlimited potential. You can do one business, you can have 5 businesses, you can maximize your income to whatever you want it to be. So if you're content with making X amount of dollars a month, then that's great. And if you want more businesses to multiply it times 100 or whatever, then you can. That's the fun thing about being self-employed, is that you can really have unlimited potential.
Yeah, and if you stick through it all those years, there was always the thing is that Kendall and I were laughed at a lot of, what business are they going to do next? What are they working on now? And it was always a joke of, Bo and Kendall need to go get a job. And that's what we heard for the longest time. I'll tell you right now, when you get to the point where you did work hard all those years, is no one will ask you that question now. With the deals and stuff that we've worked so hard to get to where we are nowadays, and the deals that we're doing in the future, no one's going to ask me, you're going to get a job? No.
The thing, with that is that maximizing your potential. The reason that, whenever we first started out, we were flipping houses, we had a meal prep company, we had different streams of income because, like I said, the profit off those flips took months, where that meal prep company was weekly.
Uh-huh.
So we needed those different streams of income to be able to go through the weeks and the months. And that's what a lot of people didn't see. They just thought, they don't know what they want to do with their lives, so they're starting another business. Well, no, we could really just plan it out, and we would do the meal prep thing 2 days a week, and then the rest of the time we'd go and we would put the manual labor in on our own flip houses.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I don't regret any of it. If I could give you one piece of advice, is that if you're thinking about going self-employed, be ready to work super hard and work your butt off. I mean, there was nights we were working until 2 a.m. and then we'd get up again at 5 and restart over. But I'm telling you that the life of it pays off. Now looking back, if I wouldn't have done this route, it just would have been, if I would have quit or gave up, devastating.
Well, then you never really would have known what you could have reached or where you could have been. So, and they say that you'll work all these years or however long it takes you on your own journey, and then one day you'll wake up and it'll be there. And I mean, that really is true for us, at least it was.
Yeah.
So.
And the best part is too, at the end of the day, is you got to ask yourself, should I have fired myself or not? And that's what you're going to have to do, is whenever you start being self-employed and you start working out there and you're working hard, you are going to have to give it your all. And if your business doesn't make it, that's not because of your business, that's because of you didn't put in the work. And so don't be trying to blame it on other things. Like, you got to own your own problems. Every time one of our guys comes to us with a problem, I make them have a solution. And that's that's all it is in self-employment.
Yeah.
Is if you give me a problem, you better give me a solution.
You have to figure a lot of things out on your own. But we just wanted to let you know that was our journey, and the self-employment route is 1,000% worth it. You'll get to that point, and if you're going through it right now and you're struggling, we'll put our Instagram handles right here. You can reach out to us if you have questions. If you just need to talk about, like, hey, what'd y'all do with this scenario? Or, we're always here, and we want to have this channel and our different social media to be like an outlet and a good advice, place where people just like us can come and we can chat and talk about stuff.
Yeah, it's possible. Dreams are possible, and that's the part that we always say, is that you have greatness within you, and that we're super, super pumped to hopefully this inspires you and get you to go out there and chase your own dreams.
Yep. Don't forget to like our page and subscribe to our channel, and we'll post a lot more videos like this and the projects we have going on, and just kind of take you through our everyday life.
Super.